Remember, everyone's always saying, make sure you stay hydrated, make sure you stay hydrated. Well, it's also important to make sure that you keep your grass hydrated. Very important. Yeah, it's always important to keep your grass hydrated. I like to try and water mine in the morning before I go to work if I can. You know, that's what I like to try and do. Some people are replacing their grass with bloody that AstroTurf for some reason. I don't know why. I think that's what my neighbours over there are going to do. Like they've put up, they finally put up a fence, a little wall, so that I think they got sick of seeing me walking around naked in the conservatory in the mornings. Because they can see through. I don't know. Yeah, so I think they're probably going to replace their grass with AstroTurf, because I think they're posh, so they're that sort of people. They wouldn't have the patience for grass. I think they wanted to put like a wet look film over the driveway, you know, because we have to share the drive. They wanted to put this stuff over it, and they're like, oh, it stops the weeds. It's like, what's wrong with the weeds? You know, just if a weed pops up, pull it up or leave it for a bit and put it up later. You know what I mean? You don't need no fancy stuff on it. He wanted to do my half of the drive as well. I was like, well, you can go for it if you want, do it, but I ain't all that bothered about it, and he ain't done it yet, so hopefully he won't. But some people like that, don't they? They don't like nature and that, you know. They just want to get rid of all signs of nature. What's that all about? Water your grass, look after grass. Don't worry about a few weeds here and there, and just chill out, you know what I mean? Bloody hell. I was talking to a bloke at work. He's a Romanian, and I was trying to ask him, because I'd noticed that my neighbours, right, they're from Romania, and I noticed that they leave their shoes on the floor, like outside. Overnight or whatever, you know, they go to their front door, they take them off, leave them outside, which is mad, because what happens is you get foxes and cats and they come and wee on them, and like if it rains they get a bit wet, things like that. And I thought perhaps it's like a foreign thing, like a Romanian thing, because, well, if you don't want, you know, you take your shoes off when you go indoors, don't you? Like, it's what you do so you don't get dirt inside. But then, like, what I used to do, because I built a porch, because the thing is with our houses, their house is a mirror image of mine, because it goes mine and then it mirrors onto their one. And so you open the front door and you go straight into your hallway, whereas if you've got carpet, which I have, and they have as well, they got a new carpet. You know, I took my shoes off, picked them up, and took them indoors, and then put them wherever. And but I had a porch built for that reason at the back, so that you could go in, take your shoes in, take them off in the porch, keep your shoes in the porch. But they haven't got that, you see. So I couldn't work out why they don't just pick them up and bring them indoors, you know, and leave them outside, because they get weed on by foxes and things like that, and they do. And I thought, well, maybe it's like a Romanian thing, that's part of their culture or something that they're trying to do, and leave the shoes outside. So I went to the Romanians at work. I was asking them, is that normal? Like, is that? I want to learn about this. It's interesting, you know, different things like that. It's a bit of a strange thing to see, somebody leaving their shoes out on their driveway, you know. And he's like, nah, that's a weird thing. That is just not. It's not something that Romanians normally do. It's just must be some weird thing what they want to do. Like, all right, fair enough. Each to their own sort of thing. Oh man, I was like, I was proper convinced that was some sort of thing that they do. You know, like that from Romanians. So, you know, that's obviously something that they want to do. You know, just leave their shoes outside, which is fine. I was just curious as to why. I was thinking, well, that must be something strange what they do. I would like to learn about that. But ever since, some of you may remember at one point, see the funny thing is I don't wash my cars really as often as I should do. I was trying to get back into it like I was, And that's when, remember I said to you about that they moaned about me washing my car on the driveway, because I've explained before, it's a shared, first part of it's a shared access driveway, so you go through the middle of the 2 bungalows, and then to the left is my garage, to the right is theirs. It kind of goes out, so you go down the middle and then left and then right, you see. So I was washing my brother's and my mum's car in front of my garage on my side of the driveway. Just recapping for those of you that might not have known about this. And he moaned about the water splashing over his side of the driveway. He didn't want to get his driveway wet or whatever. So I was like, me being me, I don't like to argue. I was just like, alright, okay, no problem. And then he said, I don't want you washing the air ever again. In case I have a guest and you splash them. Those are his exact words. I might have people in the garden and you might splash them. So I said, alright, okay, no problem. So, look, I don't bother washing the car. I was only doing it because I was trying to get back into it when, so I haven't bothered doing it anymore. Anyway, ever since then, he ain't really spoke to me. I agreed with him pretty much. He asked me about the drive. He said, I want to put, I don't like the weeds. I was like, right, okay. He said, I want to put this stuff down, like wet look stuff on the driveway. So I said, right, yeah, all right, whatever. I agree. I don't want it on there, yeah. But if I'm like, no, he'd be like, well, why? And then it starts off a little argument back and forward, and I'm like, because there's nothing wrong with it. And he's like, oh, but the weed, I don't like it. It looks terrible, blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, yeah. So I just say, yeah, okay, put it on. He says, I don't want any money. He says, I'll do your bit as well. I was like, okay, brilliant. You do that then. And he hasn't done it yet, but to be honest, I don't want him to. But anyway, ever since the car thing, he hasn't really spoke to me that much. So I haven't, it's fine for me, you know. I like to keep myself to myself. They keep themselves to themselves, and that's that. But yeah, I could have just said, why'd you leave your shoes out on the driveway? But I get the feeling that if you ask questions like that, they get a bit funny. I think he will. Don't know, it seems like a nice bloke, but I think the thing is they're a bit posh. They had a lot of money. I've got a lot of money. They probably spent it on their bungalow now, and they're doing it up. But they moved here thinking it was, you know, you wait until they find out about the mice and the rats. Because where we live is right next to loads of farmers' fields, right next to the River Thames. There's a farm. There's 3 or 4 farms right around the back, everywhere, right. In the summer, and when it's the season for mice breeding, we get a lot of mice, as you lot know, because I've filmed loads of it, poisoning them, trapping them, you know, and all sorts. They're in the garage, they're in the shed. The other day we had a couple of rats in the garden. I keep the poison out anyway around the house, around the bungalow and the conservatory and all of that, because I don't want them coming indoors. But what happens is they just come off the fields and they walk around, you know. They were moaning the other day because the farmer was out muck spreading. You know what muck spreading is, don't you? It's when the farmer gets like all the muck, all the cow shit, basically, all the shit from his animals, mixes it up, puts it in a spreader, spreads it on the fields as fertiliser. That's how we get our crops, because he fertilises it with the cow shit and all that. And not bull, because bulls don't have nutrients in their shit, only cows do. Anyway, so yeah, they do that, but it creates a bit of a smell in the air in the local area, because it smells, and the smell travels. Well, they said, what's that smell? I don't like the smell. I said, well, it's a farm, isn't it, near at the back of us, and they're muck spreading. Oh, well, how long does it happen for? I don't like this. I shouldn't have moved to the countryside. I said, well, it happens every year when the farmer does his muck spreading on his fields. You know, they didn't like it. So I wonder if they found any mice yet, because they're everywhere. You know, it's just the way it is because of the fields. You know, the mice live on the fields and that, and they travel out. You know, they walk around, a couple of rats or whatever. You know, so it's what it is. It's how it is. You've just got to stop them. You've got to try and prevent them from making nests in your home or somewhere where they're a bit of a nuisance. You know, chewing wires. That's how it is around this part. You know, you get a lot of mice and a lot of rats, and if you don't try and control them, they will make nests in your home. They will make nests in your garage. They will make nests wherever. You know. That's why I keep the poison, just to keep them at bay from my area. But overall, I think, you know, we've been quite lucky with who we've had move in there, to be honest. You know, it could have been a right nightmare, but they're nice people, so you know, we've been really lucky with who's moved in there. I wonder what they're going to do, because they're going to knock down their garage, apparently. They wanted to put a fence down the driveway and all of that, you know. I didn't mind them. I was quite looking forward to them sticking a fence in the middle part, because then it would separate it, because I'm always like having to keep the kids over our side, you know, and always like thinking that when I park my car down in front of the garage, I'm always having to think, oh, am I half an inch over on their side, you know, am I going to upset them again? So if they stick a fence there, at least I won't have to think about that anymore, and I'll get my own little bit, you know, private bit. But they've put that little fence up in their garden now, so that's a bit better. Yeah, it's a bit awkward when they're sitting in their garden staring at you, and you just think, oh, piss off, you know what I mean? I like a bit of privacy, you know what I mean? Don't like being stared at by strangers. But they're going to knock down their garage, apparently, and make their garden a bit bigger, which means I can then render my other side of my garage, and that will be complete then. The garage will be complete. That will be good. That will be very exciting. Nice. Yeah, but it could have been a complete nightmare. Could have been, you know, could have had idiots moved in, you know, but luckily they're alright. Happy days. You know what happened yesterday, right? So, not long got in from work, and all of a sudden they'd knock on the door, and it was people collecting for a charity, right? For I forget what it was, kidney disease or something. Don't know what charity it was, because it weren't me that answered the door. It was my wife that answered the door. I was sitting on the toilet, believe it or not, and I could hear the conversation. Anyway, they were chatting a load of shit, as they do, you know. They like to try and make you feel comfortable, don't they? Anyone who's trying to sell something, it's sad really, because I like to give to charities. I really, really do like to give to charities. And if it's a genuine way of giving it to a charity, you've got to be very careful when you give to a charity, because there's a lot of scammers out there that pretend to be charities and they're not. They pretend to be genuine charities as well. They're not. You give them money, they pocket the money does not go to the charity, so you've got to be very, very careful. But anyway, so I'm listening to this conversation, and they're chatting a load of shit, you know, making them feel comfortable, finding similarities and all that, whether they're true or not, I don't know. But then they just sort of pushed her into donating £10 a month to this charity. They didn't ask, would you like to donate or nothing. They was just going on a load of shit, making her feel comfortable. Made her give her over her details that she wrote down, and then she was just about to ask for the bank details, when luckily my wife said, oh, you want me to do it now? And they were like, yeah, yep, and it'll you'll get a letter from the bank, and then it will start within the next couple of weeks. And she said, well, I can't, you know. Luckily, because we didn't check this charity out, you know. I don't trust anybody who comes and knocks on the door, you know. If they had to give us a leaflet and said, look, this is the details, if you want to donate, you just got to go to those details on there and have a look, I'd check them out and probably donated. But the fact that they were so pushy, it was like they were a salesperson, and they were paid to do it. They mentioned to her, that they were paid to go around and collect donations. They weren't free or nothing, so they were paid, so they had a job to do. They were very, very pushy, which put us off of donating, you know. If they weren't as pushy, I would have, you know, I would have gone out there and I would have said, look, all right, give us the details and we'll have a look and then we'll donate. You know, just donate just £1 or something. I can't afford to keep committing to £10 a month, but I'd have donated some. But the fact that they were so pushy and didn't even ask if we wanted to, that put us off, and I was like, nah, I'm not even gonna bother with that. Which is a shame, you know. I hope that ain't other people's attitude, but so what's your view on that? When people are asking things, but even for donations for charities, and they don't ask if you want to, they just push you into it. I don't like that. Is that the wrong attitude to have? I don't know. If someone comes up and says, this charity, blah 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 blah, would you like to donate? I'm more likely to go, yeah, alright then, yeah, I'll give you a tenner, something like that. You know, sneaky tactics some of them have. See, what they do is they make you feel like that you have to. Now they're at the door. It's like a sales tactic. It's like they're a salesperson. Now they're at the door, they push you into it, and they go straight into collecting your details, you know, slowly, after flattering you with similarities of birthdays and whatever, making you feel comfortable as if they're your friend. And they just kind of slide into collecting your email address, your phone number, and then they ask for your bank details, then they tell you when it's going to happen and all that, and you're just like, okay, thanks very much, here, bye. You know, before you know it, you're giving away £10 a month to someone you don't even really know. It's like the tactics that the old Kirby salespeople used to do, innit, and all of that. I don't know, crazy world. Right, I think that's going to be it for this one. I'm about to get ready to go and do some work. Oh, look what I found in the shop. This is perfect. How much was this? £1.20, right? And this is, it's like a little A4 folder, and the A4 pages just slide in there. This is ideal. Remember the other day I'd done some laminating, and I laminated the instructions for my my tent. Well, I'm going to slide them in here. They'll clip on there, and this little folder will keep them all together and perfectly nice for £1.20. I found it in the shop this morning when I went to go and get me a bottle of water. That's brilliant, isn't it? Keep me laminated instructions nice. Well happy with that. Oh, by the way, you lot, don't forget, at the bottom of each video, right, where you know you got the like thumbs up thing and the other little symbols, so there's a super thanks button. It's got a little heart, and you can press on that and you can donate some money to me. Speaking of donations, it goes straight to me, no one takes any of it, and it helps me out make more videos for the channel and stuff, because I want to get all kinds of things, you know. I want to be able to do, I want to try, it's a bit difficult at the moment, but I want to do buy CB radios, you know, brand new, and all the new ones out, and I want to review them, I want to put them in the car, I want to test them, I want to go and do all of that. So anything, you know, if you fancy it, I'll be massively grateful, and yeah, you'll be helping me out, and I can keep on making nice videos, you know, hopefully get good at it, and yeah, so that's there if you want to use it, and massively grateful for anything that you do give. I'm going to catch you later on, you lot. Have a wonderful day, won't you? Today's Wednesday for me. Be a late video. This is going to be Wednesday's video because I haven't made one yet because I haven't had a chance. But so have a good day. Catch you later on. See you another time.